Today on the Empowered Muslim Women Show, I sit down with Noor and we discuss the athlete mindset, how it helped you overcome your struggles in the best way possible. And we also talk about being a Muslim woman and an athlete, and what's the future for all the Muslim women all around the world by doing sports and also just owning who they are, not compromising who they are. Here is the talk. Hi Noor, how are you doing?
Hi Fatima, I'm good. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Really windy today here. I went out today but really windy. This is the, living in an island type of weather.
Oh, I'm sure. It's actually really beautiful here in Ohio
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So it's
Nice.
been freezing, but today the sun is out. So
It's always good when the sun is out.
Mhm.
Vitamin D and everything else. We can see the sun on your face. You're shining.
Yeah. Yeah. I closed my blinds so it's
Yeah.
not but it's still shining. It's fine.
It's okay. So, Noor, welcome to the show. I'm really excited to have this conversation with you. Okay, let's start by, you telling me more about yourself. Who is Noor?
Okay. I'm Noor Abukaram. I'm a senior at the Bounty Collegium, which is a high school here in Toledo, Ohio. I am the founder of Let Nor Run, which fights discrimination and injustices in sport. And I'm an aspiring fashion designer. So that's just a little bit about me. I founded Let Nor Run in October of 2019. Back in October, I faced discrimination in sport. I was running a cross country meet and then I got disqualified because of rules against wearing the hijab. So I fought diligently to get that rule removed. And then I passed Senate Bill 288, passed the Senate. And now I'm here and I'm working on encouraging diversity in sports.
Awesome. At the same time, then, being an inspiring fashion designer, so is this something that you want to do for in university?
Yes, yeah, inshallah. I'm currently in the application process still, so I'm not sure where I'm gonna go yet, but inshallah, yeah, I plan on studying fashion design in university. Yeah.
Awesome. So many nuggets here for me to dive in. First of all, you're super young. Can you share with me, if you want, your hijab story? Are you wearing hijab for a while? Is this something new in your life?
So I've been wearing hijab since 2015 or 16. And when I started wearing hijab, I started wearing it pretty young. I'm 17 right now. And it was like a thing. My parents threw me and my sister, we started wearing hijab together, and they threw us like a hijab party. Just because we started wearing hijab and they wanted us to be excited about it.
Yeah.
So we were so excited to wear hijab, and I think it was because of that party. And we had all of our friends came over and we were all just celebrating wearing hijab. So wearing hijab for me, alhamdulillah, has always been such a happy thing, such a celebrated thing in my house. I've always wanted to wear hijab from a very young age, because my mom wears hijab, my aunts wear hijab. So all I wanted was just to be like them. And alhamdulillah, I think going to Islamic school made that my journey a lot easier than most girls. And I again applaud my parents for that. So yeah, alhamdulillah, I've always had such a positive journey with my hijab, and I've always worn hijab in sports. It's always been a part of my life. And I remember when I started wearing hijab, there was always this talk in the community whether hijab women belong in sports. And I was and my mom made it her like she made it a point every day that hijab is a part of my life, and it will be a part of athletics as well, because
Right.
athletics is a big part of my life. She was like, it was always a part of your life, and hijab will be a part of that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, I love that. This is so beautiful, and it's always good to hear, our different experiences with the hijab. And for me, I decided to wear it 2 years ago, and I'm like 32. So when I was 30 years old, so and because of my history and because of the history of Algeria and France, and being multicultural, I was born in Algeria and then I moved to France when I was 7. And but it wasn't my mom doesn't wear the hijab, and but we're still very spiritual and very close to our faith, in a different way. And for me, I mean, nothing was imposed on me, so it was also a choice. And it's much more beautiful when it's your own choice and you get the education that goes with it. It's super important, and I feel like we're missing that 100%. So, and I'm happy that you had the support, and wise parents with that, throwing you a hijab party. This is amazing. This is so American.
Oh, for sure. I remember I have a really close friend who's probably about like 4 years older than me, but I've like always looked up to her. And when she started wearing hijab, her mom threw her hijab party.
Yeah.
So it was like always like in my, like, I was younger and I was watching her wear hijab. So
Right.
always I was like, Mom, when I start wearing hijab, you're throwing me a hijab party. And I think that's how it started. So.
That is so cute. And it's a great thing to keep in mind, actually, because I see the positive, impact that it has on you. So yeah, I keep that in mind for later for my, my children. So that's good. So Noor, aspiring fashion designer and athlete, and I loved your story, and it's amazing now that we can connect, via the internet, even if you're, on the other side of the world, and just have your inspiration and your resilience and your grit, through your experience, and having also the support of other Muslim women. I think it's super important, and that's why I'm having these conversations. Can you share with me, you're really young, so until now, but you seem like a wise person. I love your energy. So can you share with us, your like 3 biggest struggles that you had in your life being a Muslim, woman?
Sure. I think that I, alhamdulillah, like grew up in a generation where Islam was established here in America, alhamdulillah. Like my grandparents were like part of building like some of the first masjids here in America. So I came into a community that was already built. I went to Islamic school my entire life. So I just feel like when I talk about like my struggles as a Muslim woman, they're not like I can't complain too much because alhamdulillah I've had it really, really good so far. And the biggest thing for me when it comes to Muslim women, and I think hijab, is just what I've been talking about, and that's hijab in sport. And I think that it's important. Okay, so we established our place here in America. We have our communities, and now it's time that we put our girls in sport. And so that way instances like what happened to me happen less, because it's not like the hijabi girl that comes on the team and she's kind of like an outsider.
Right.
But it's like there's 5 hijabi girls on the team, or there's 7 Muslim girls on the team, and they're a part of the team now rather than being an outcast.
Right.
And then with Senate Bill 288, we try to make sure that organizations do not have discriminatory rules, because that brings, again, making it like you're an outcast.
Right.
So I think that's where we're at now, and we're at a place where we need to start getting more involved in the industries, the sports industry, the fashion industry, like being entrepreneurs and creative people, like building that kind of community, I think is what's next for us here.
Yeah, I mean, it's so true. Like we lived a kind of identity crisis for the Muslims that were considered, as outcasts or like as different as the other people in the society. I see it here in France, but it's for us like, we're just part of the society, and but history and everything that happens in the media is part of that, for sure. But it's our, I think, responsibility as Muslim to really be louder. I mean, unfortunately we need to do the work, right? We need to go
Yeah.
and speak to people, educate people.
Mhm.
And I always say, it sucks because we work twice harder, but yeah, we have to do it. So, and especially as women, coming from two fronts, I think, educating the European societies to, well, Muslim women like do sports, we
Mhm.
can do it, we have the same body. And also to the Muslim communities where, this thinking of, well, Muslim women, if you wear the hijab, well, or not, but especially if you wear the hijab, you're like, oh, you can't do sports, which is like so weird for me, because I always did sport too. But yeah, so it's still a lot of like education and fighting and talking, but
Mhm.
still like never, I think, never stopping the fight, right? To keep going, and do the work, so the
Yeah.
future generation will be better like that. So yeah, I mean, I love that, and especially for you, like so young, so it's really like it's still like push us, as older
Mhm.
generation to
Yeah.
go for it, to fight and to educate, 100%.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, so we talked about the struggles, and I'm happy for you that you had, such a nice environment where you could really connect with your faith. And I was talking about another Muslim woman, and I loved what she said. She said, Muslims in the US, we had the opportunity to live a pure Islam, without the cultures, without the um, yeah, the cultural, stigmas
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
rules that came through times. And I realized, oh my gosh, this is so true. The ability, we have that freedom here, right?
Yeah.
Compared to over there. So I'm really happy that you're part of it, and that you are, healthy in your spiritual journey, and that you can guide other people, and this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
An interesting, question that I have is that, because you're young, so I can tell you, if you can go back 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So if you can go back, let's say the year, like 5 years ago, okay, when you put the hijab on, and you met, Noor from that time, what would be one advice you could, give her? Like whatever you want.
Um, Probably not to be so shy. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I was very shy as a young girl, but um I would say to never like compromise what you believe in,
Mm,
to make other people feel comfortable, or to make other people feel comfortable. I
mm,
think when it was, yeah, I mean, I don't know, I was like 10 or something, or 12 maybe, but like I am now, I was still very like strong and opinionated, and but I was still a very shy girl, and a lot of the times I would, I don't know, go with the flow, I
yeah,
guess. I don't think
yeah,
there's much that I could analyze about my 12-year-old self,
yeah.
but yeah,
That's
I
true.
think that this experience in the past year has taught me the importance of speaking out
Mm,
and telling your story and not being so like closed off and going with the flow, because initially that's what I wanted to do after this
mm,
happened, you know.
mm.
I just wanted to like go in my room and be like, don't talk to me about it, and it doesn't matter, it didn't happen, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of like what I was feeling, and this
Mm,
past year has taught me that it's okay to have, to have feelings like that, especially
of
like I
course.
said, I grew up like extremely fortunate, and with my mother's super strong, mashallah, and
Mm,
like guiding me through athletics and hijab. So when this happened, it was kind of like a shock to me in a
mm.
weird way
Yeah,
of
yeah. I
like,
mean,
which a
it
lot of
is
people
shocking. It is.
would think that it's not a shock being an athlete in America, but it was for me
Yeah.
because I was living such a fortunate life of just like gliding through, you know, and my mom was always there for me. My parents were always there for me.
Mm.
So when this happened, it was like, okay, it happened. Let's get the waiver and I can race next week.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I realized that that's not how we have to do things. And if we want to see change and we want to make change, then we have to speak up and we have to tell our stories.
Yeah, yeah.
So
100%. Oh, that's so beautiful what you said. There are two things that I get from that. The first thing is the strength of a woman and the positive consequence of a struggle. You know, it's like a muscle. I love this, analogy. If the muscle don't break, it doesn't grow, right? So I feel like all these struggles, we have to embrace them at some point, because if you go through them and you take that as a learning experience, well, you get a learning experience. You grow, right? You're different, you're more resilient. And as you said, it was a shock, but you're not like, if it didn't happen, you wouldn't be you right now, saying all of that. So, and I feel like, yeah, we need that instead of, oh my gosh, it is happening to me, like, why me, and all of that. But you have this like growth mindset, and I think it comes from you being an athlete also, and the importance of like having a support system around you and your
yeah, that's
environment.
another
Yeah,
reason. Yeah, it's another reason why I was like, with Let Noor Run, another one of our missions is that a lot of people do not have a support system like my own. Like I know, alhamdulillah, I was very fortunate in my situation. I knew who to call. I knew like how to navigate things, but a lot of people don't have a support system like that. And that's something with Let Noor Run that I want to give people. Like to help them, like if this does happen to them or something similar happens to them, just to give them the steps of what to do next, and really just give them that support system and creating a community with that.
Yeah, 100%. It's so beautiful that you're willing, also to go beyond yourself and helping others. And if you need any, more support, definitely, you gain one in France, all the way from France, 100%. So yeah, this, I also wanted to talk about the athlete mindset and what you think being an athlete gave you to overcome your future challenges. Let's say, once you go to, university and you're going to start, school, like, what do you think you have as an advantage do you have from being an athlete?
Yeah, my mom could talk for days on this. I wish she was here right now, because the way she feels about putting the youth in sport is extremely strong. So I think that it's extremely important for me to be in sports. Like I said, I was a shy girl, and I was like in every sport in middle school. Like I was playing basketball, running cross country. I was playing soccer. I did volleyball for a little bit. So I went to a small Islamic school, so they needed a lot of players in random places. So but I was always really active. And then going into high school, sports got a little bit more serious, a little bit more competitive. And what I really loved about sport was that, we work really hard for something, and we sweat, and we have sore muscles, and we get anxiety, and people are like, for what? Like, why are you struggling so much? And it's because at the end of the day, there's beauty. You know what I mean? You play a beautiful game, you run a beautiful race. So I think that what sport has taught me that I'm gonna take with me forever is the value of hard work. And the value of not every moment is going to be pretty, and not every moment is going to be perfect. You're not going to run fast at every practice or make the perfect shot at every game, but at the end of the day, you will produce something beautiful. And that's what it's taught me, is just the value of working hard, and working for something bigger than yourself. I ran cross country, but I also played soccer my entire life. And soccer has taught me that, because it's a team sport, so that it's not, I'm playing with this group of girls that, in the beginning, we don't know each other very well, but we all know soccer. And we all play that game together, and we work hard together. We do, we work out together, so that way on game day, we have this beautiful thing that we can show the world and that we can compete with. So yeah, that's what sport has taught me, is the value of teamwork, and the value of hard work.
And you need that in your life. Going further 100%. I love that. This is so amazing. And I think if if we're a woman or even a man, and we didn't do sports, it's really difficult to understand, like, it needs hard work, whatever you do to have any any result. Yes, you're still shining. Yes, the sun. If you need any results, 100%, you need hard work. And I love that you learned also teamwork, which is also so important. When you live, in a society, you need that 100%. Okay, Noor, coming to an end of our super conversation. And if you want to come back, please do. I just scratched the surface 100% with you. And I love that you're, so young, and you lived so many things already, and you have so much to bring around you. This is so great for me, to just, talk. I'm so excited and inspired. Is there any question that you wish I asked you that I didn't?
No, you actually, I think you hit all the bases. Alhamdulillah. So.
Okay. And you need to tell your mom that she needs to be on my show too.
I will tell her. My mom has so much more to say than me.
Yeah, it would be a great perspective, I think, to have. And just to know the person that raised you, I think it's gonna be a great experience.
Yeah, people always end up wanting to hear from her. So she's mashallah, she has a good voice.
You sold it very well. Very well.
I like to hear from her a lot. So
that is so awesome. Yeah. So Noor, I want to thank you for being here, for sharing, your story, your nuggets of wisdom. And
thank you.
Yeah, if you want to say anything else before we close, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you for having me, Fatima. If you need anything, let me know. I know you're in France, but anything further with the channel, if you have any other questions, just let me know. Inshallah, I'm looking forward to working with you some more.
100%, same here. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself and have a lovely weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
And here we are. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I did. I felt so inspired, so motivated to just be more of service to my community. Don't go so fast. Check out this video about self-confidence. We all need self-confidence, you know that. And I'm sharing with you some of the exercise that you can do on a daily basis to boost your self-confidence. So subscribe, you know the drill. Like the video and share with someone that you care, that needs to hear the message. And I'll see you to the next video. Get focused, get clarity, and get started to live your best life. Bye.